We have some crazy news today about what is officially going to happen to Warner Brothers now that the company is being bought by Paramount, including how many movies are going to release in theaters every year, the future of their major franchises like the DCU, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and more. We also know how they plan to use AI in the future, what's going to happen to HBO Max, and so much more. So let's talk about it all. Before we get to the franchise stuff, like what's going to happen to James Gunn's DCU and Harry Potter and all that stuff, first of all, HBO Max and Paramount Plus will merge into one new streaming app as a part of this new deal. Now, if Paramount was smart, I think they would just merge everything into the HBO Max app itself, since HBO is a much more recognizable and respected brand, but that's probably not going to happen, and we're going to get a new title change again, I'm sure, and the prices are probably going to be ridiculous for this new streaming service since it's literally two in one. That is a pretty minor thing. Let's move on to some of the franchise, because David Ellison, who is the CEO of Paramount, the guy behind this entire deal, reaffirms his faith in the DCU in a new call they had today with investors. He literally highlights their successful year that Warner Brothers had last year and mentions Superman, Minecraft, and Sinners. So for all those Snyder bros that still want to say Superman was not a box office success, he is highlighting it as one of their biggest things last year, which it simply was. And if we go all the way back to October, he did say that he plans to keep James Gunn and Peter Safran as the CEOs of DC Studios, and the same goes for most of the other creative things, like people in charge of the Harry Potter franchise, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. Most of those are going to stay the same for the moment, at least. Like I said, I don't think really the mainline stuff is in trouble. Like James Gunn's gonna get his next Superman movie, and the Harry Potter reboot TV show that's gonna still get made. I'm sure Knight of the Seven Kingdoms and House of the Dragon and the Game of Thrones universe are gonna keep getting new seasons. The real question is, are we gonna start getting stuff that these creatives don't want because the CEOs just want more content from these franchises? Let's move on. Some other new info we have is about the movie theater aspect of this, because they claim that 15 films per studio, meaning 15 from Paramount and 15 from Warner Brothers, will release every single year after this merger goes through, and will have a 45-day theatrical window for each film, which would be short a couple years ago, but now this is pretty standard. But I know you see that other bullet point down there. Yes, this new merged company is going to have $79 billion in debt, which just proves money is fake, because Paramount is somehow in more debt than Warner Brothers even, yet they are still buying Warner Brothers. So now it's just a company that is hugely in the negatives, which is kind of why I believe what they're saying about how many movies they're putting out in theaters, because they kind of have no choice. They need to put out a ton of films and hope they get some hits that make them like $1 billion in pure profit to start making some of this money back. Context, Warner Brothers last year in 2025 did have exactly 15 releases, so that does seem manageable if they keep this going the same rate. Paramount itself only had 12 releases, but again, only 3 more movies doesn't seem like too much to ask for, besides the fact that Paramount on its own really doesn't have that many strong brand names attached to it. But maybe now that they're merged, they're going to break up some of these. Like, who knows, they can do something like Minecraft is made by Paramount instead of Warner Brothers in the future, because now they're technically the same thing. Now, of course, the real cost is going to come to a lot of just the regular working people that just have these lower tier jobs at these companies, because yes, see, they do announce that they are planning $6 billion in cost cutting, including consolidation on tech infrastructure, real estate, corporate overheads, and more, which simply means they're going to have to lay off a ton of people. Like, they're not going to have 2 separate marketing departments. They're going to merge that and let go of a lot of people, probably from the Warner Brothers side that they're now acquiring. And again, this is because these companies are in an insane amount of debt, so they have to do anything they can. But of course, it's not going to come from the CEOs taking a pay cut when they're already making millions and billions of dollars. It's going to come from just the regular everyday people. So this is one of the biggest negatives easily. And again, kind of going with that, they're going to continue licensing off different things. So if you didn't know, like, they produced Ted Lasso and they made the F1 movie, but those both ended up releasing under Apple. So they still plan on doing that, because again, they need to make money because they're billions in debt. Also touched on AI, and they said AI will be a tool for artists, but never a replacement for storytellers. And a lot of people are mad at this direct quote. Honestly, this is one of the best things they could have said. Now, again, who knows if this is going to be true? Things could change all the time. Right now, they're just trying to appease people and make people somewhat happy. The reality is, yeah, AI is going to be a tool in the future, and it already has been used in the past. Like, it was even used on Across the Spider-Verse, just not generative AI, but there are AI tools that will make things helpful. Now, let me make it clear, I am hugely against generative AI. It's stealing jobs, it's stealing work from people, and I don't know why we're in such a rush to have this take over all these creative jobs in particular, but just jobs period. But I just think it's important to note that, like, just screaming AI bad into the void is not going to be productive or get anything done. It feels like going back 30 years ago and being like, guys, everybody needs to stop using the internet. Obviously, that's not going to happen. AI is sadly here to stay. So from a creative standpoint, honestly, things don't sound terrible. It sounds like our franchises are going to be safe. They're putting lots of movies in theaters. Who knows? This could still get shut down by regulators in the next year, which I don't think is very likely, but the CEO CEO of Warner Brothers, David Zaslav, literally had a leaked call come out on the day they were acquired by Paramount where he says, "Oh, who knows if this deal is going to get through or not. If it doesn't, we still get $7 billion and get back to work like usual." Now, if you're looking for some great movie news, we got a ton of amazing updates about the story and release date of Beyond the Spider-Verse. So click the video above my head to watch that one. And thank you so much for watching.